Hello people, that was a very awkward intro, but we will roll with it. Today I am going to be doing a first impressions on this palette that I got right here, and it is the Supernatural Monster Guide eyeshadow palette, and I am so excited to use this. I'm kind of leaning towards using this shade right here all over the lid. Now the lighting is not really the best right now because all I've got is my lamp overhead. I don't have a light bulb in my big lights, so I'm just working with what I got. And I have been working with the camera to zoom in on the eyes so that you can better see what I'm doing. And while I am doing all of that, I'm going to tell you about my convention experience. I was so excited. I still can't believe I actually got to go. But you will learn more here. You will learn more about it when I'm doing my makeup and stuff. But yeah, that is exactly what I'm going to do, and I guess we will get started. Before I do get started though, I would like to actually, before I say anything, I promise I'm wearing clothes, it's just strapless dress. I promise. I'm not about that life, but seriously, before I get started, I would like to say something. I do live in North Carolina, which is a coastal state, and next week may be a little bit of a rough patch for us, North and South Carolina. Hurricane Florence, looks like there's going to be a path heading directly for us, so I would like to wish everyone that lives in this area well. Be safe, get out if they tell you to get out. Yeah, so do be safe and just use some common sense, people. Common sense. So that's what I've got to say, and hopefully I'll have this video up before crap hits the fan. So yeah, I guess I'll get started now and get to some happier things. Okay, so the first thing obviously is I'm going to prime my eyes, and I promised I would zoom in, so I guess I better zoom in. So this con that I went to, Supernatural came to, please stay in focus. Supernatural came to Charlotte about 2-3 weeks ago. And it was so amazing. I got to meet so many people. I got to meet some of my online friends who happened to be in the area and who were actually going to. And I just had an incredible time. I got to meet Rob Benedict. He's my favorite. One of the best experiences that I had was actually that afternoon. Things were kind of winding down, and there was this water fountain on the other side of, where did my lid go? There it is. There was this water fountain on the other side of the I think it was the door to backstage, like behind the stage, and decided, hey, I'm just gonna go get some water real quick. Little did I know that Richard Spate was going to be walking through that door out into the hallway. That is probably one of the most awkward social experiences I've ever had in my life, but it was the best thing. I mean, we both just looked at each other like, oh. And the handlers there were, I know what they were thinking. oh my goodness, this is a crazy fangirl, she's about to go crazy. But I didn't. I just stood there and I squeaked. I said, hi. And he tilts his head and he says hi. And I just about lost my mind. So there's that. And I did get to see Jensen and Jared. That was amazing. And another fangirl, let's get that makeup real quick. I'll tell you about the other fangirl experience that I had. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a transition shade right here. It is called Crowley. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that one right there. But the fangirl experience that I had, I didn't know that Misha was going to be dressing up as Cass for his photo ops. And I saw him walking around the hall in the trench coat. Wow, the trench coat. And I thought, okay, it's another cosplayer. And a little bit of kick up here is alright. Yeah. So I thought it was another cosplayer. I looked a little bit closer. Nope, it was Misha Collins in the flesh. And I screamed. And there were other girls behind me that laughed. I mean, they weren't laughing at me, they were kind of laughing with me, you know. But that was a pretty hysterical experience. I mean, come on. And the reason I screamed was because, I mean, Cass is one of my favorite characters. So when the man is standing right there in front of me and walking past, yeah, I'm gonna scream. And as far as I can tell, these shadows are fairly pigmented. I like that transition shade a lot. Oh yeah. Blended out real good. And I see a lot of times with these palettes, especially when you get them like, I think you can find something similar like Hot Topic and stuff like that, but stuff like that you never really know, is kind of a hit or miss situation. So I'm kind of impressed so far. There's just a little bit of kickback, as you can see, but that doesn't really bother me. I mean, might some people, but it doesn't really bother me. So the next one I'm going to go into is, let's go into Vampire right here, this red wine shade. Let's see, what kind of brush do I want to use for this one? Let's go in with this one. And consider this a get ready with me, because I am actually going somewhere in another hour or two, and I'm actually pretty excited because I never go anywhere. But anyways, where I'm going is I'm going to be practicing a song with one of my friends for church tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited because I haven't been to church in a while. Well, I went last week, but regularly I haven't been in a while, and I know it kind of sounds a little contradictory, seeing as the theme of my channel is supposed to be Christian. But tomorrow, if you follow my blog at all, tomorrow you will see a post as to why I haven't been. And don't get me wrong, I'm still actively looking, and I will get back into church very, very soon. Just a lot been happening the past 8 months. Let's see. Yeah, I like that red. I generally don't go, I don't go for reds a whole lot, but when I do, they're usually a little bit patchy. From what I understand, reds are very hard to develop, so And it's not really a true red, it's got like a brown, it's like a brownie red. Brownies sound good right now. Right, get back to makeup. So, I don't know what I want to go for. Since I'm wearing green, I obviously want to do something green or blue or something. So, I might just go in with this green sparkly shade right here. It's called Dragons. Let's see how this brush works that it came with. It's kind of cute. That's pretty. There's a lot of fallout with it though, so if fallout bothers you, you might want to work with this palette before you do foundation or skin or anything. This lighting does not do the colors justice. Like that red is pretty accurate, but this green, the lighting doesn't do it justice at all. I can see how pigmented it is on the brush. And I will not be doing an eyeliner or anything today. Just playing with the eyeshadow. Yeah, I'm really liking this palette so far. I'm really impressed with some of these really pigmented shades. Because like I said, sometimes these really bold ones like green and red, they're really hard to develop. And I wouldn't know, I've never developed anything, but from what I understand from other influencers, that can be pretty difficult. I really like that so far. Let's go back in with that vampire shade. Where am I going? Let's go back in with that vampire shade right there, that red one. I'm sorry if you can hear my phone blowing up. I've got friends that are talking to me about this hurricane that's passing through. I know that was kind of a haphazard kind of blending situation, but I'm feeling lazy today, what can I say? Now, a lot of times, especially with my eyes, I struggle a lot with getting color like actually in the crease, so you may notice like a line of skin in there. I promise that is not intentional. I just can't figure out how to fix that. Alright. So, green and red it is. Yeah, I like this shadow. I like these shadows a lot. I'm impressed with it so far. I'll have to keep playing. Last shade that I want to use is this white one. I think that one is Lucifer. We'll use Lucifer with this brush right here. I'm just going to highlight under the brows, and I'm not really going to do a whole lot with my brows. I never do anyways. I just usually brush them out, do a little bit of highlighting here, the inner corner. So the next thing that I am going to do, start everything, is brush my brows out. And this mascara is the Maybelline Falsies. Frickin' love this stuff. I usually curl my lashes before using this particular mascara, but honestly it's not really necessary. in my opinion. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to do, I forgot to grab a primer, but I'll live. I'm going to do my face. And this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I do agree it does smell a little bit like paint, but it works. It's just great. I love this foundation. I actually wore it all day at that convention. Granted, I did wear a setting spray with it, but seriously, this stuff lasts all day long. And I'm not going to be doing anything on the lower lashes, if anybody is wondering. But seriously, this foundation is everything. It's got great coverage, you can build it up, it's not too cakey, it's great. And I've done a lot of photography with it. In fact, when I did my photo op with Rob, and I went back to look at it when I got when I got the photo, I was really impressed with how that foundation looked in the photo. And so good. Alright, so I am going to set my face now with the CoverGirl, what are you? CoverGirl powder in 220. And this is actually a really great combination with this foundation and the powder. This is actually a combination that I used at the convention. Everything worked out really good. I actually cosplayed as Rowena. If you follow my Instagram, you would see a picture of me. I don't know if you can tell or not, but my hair is red. I dyed my hair red to get an accurate representation of Rowena. And if you are watching Supernatural and you have not got that far yet, you will love Rowena. She's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna bronze now, and I'm using my trusty NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. Looks like that. I'm sorry for the background noise. So I'm going to bronze using this Real Techniques contour brush. Now, I'm not contouring with this, I'm just bronzing. But I like to bronze with this brush because it's small like my face, so I don't really like to use big brushes a lot when I bronze, but when I do, I have an Eco Tools brush back here behind me for that, or I use this one. But I love Real Techniques. In fact, Sam and Nick, the developers of Real Techniques, they were one of the very first channels that I watched for makeup. They were one of the ones that inspired me. Another one was Julia from Mischievous from the older days when we had nicknames. Guess what I forgot to do? And I forget every time, and it's concealer. So I'm going to go in. I'm not going to highlight like I usually do because I've already said everything with powder, but this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer. And this is one that Tati raves about, and I love that woman so much. I'm just going to tap that in under my eyes. . 'Cause Alright. I'm not really going to set it. It usually doesn't need settings, so we'll see how it goes. Blush. I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics Glamorous Blush 10 color blush palette. It's a mouthful. That's what it looks like. Thank you. There's the colors right here. Don't know. See, I've gone so bold on my eyes. So I might just stick with this neutral one right here that has a little bit of shimmer. Blush up the face. I love this color so much. Like I said, the lighting doesn't do it justice. I'll take a picture and throw it on Instagram for you so you can see what it really looks like. Then I'm going to highlight with this eyeshadow from Rimmel London. It is in the shade Glam Ice. I'm going to take that blending brush I used on my eyes. Just going to pop a little bit on the cheeks. I don't want a whole lot of highlights since I've already got a bunch of shimmer on my face already from the blush. Alright, just enough to bring a little bit of life back to the face. And the last step, nope, not last step, next to last step is my setting spray. This is the NYX Dewy Finish. And I'm running out. And the last step is lipstick, and this is the Rimmel London what are you? Moisture Renew lipstick in the shade Pink Dazzler. And that is the makeup look. So if you like this makeup look, please let me know, and let me know what else you would like to see in the future. And I will see you guys the next time, and hopefully I will not be blown away by Hurricane Florence. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. If you enjoyed this makeup look, let me know, and let me know what else you would like to see in the future. Anything at all, go into focus, please. Focus. Can we focus?